Alright, so hi, I'm Ra Starshine, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the Mantis race of beings and my experience with them in my field of consciousness and observation. I didn't ever specifically invite these beings into my reality. However, I do love working with the Galactic Federation as well as elementals. These are the beings I like to communicate with, as I like to understand their technology and deepen my understanding of the universe and reality. So anyway, the Mantis came into my reality around a year ago, and they started showing me their perspective of our reality. They actually took me into their realm, which kind of was like above our realm. It's almost like this computer gridded system, and they pulled my consciousness out of my body. My body was just laying there and I was able to observe my body. They actually also operated on my body and helped to remove things that were not serving my physical body, as well as energetic. And they pulled me into their consciousness and showed me what their experience of reality was like. And their experience of reality is like, they're very kind of like neutral type beings. They're kind of like, how to explain in the right language. They are almost like just functions, or like kind of operating a system and observing a system. From what I experienced was that actually was like from the realm that I was in, they created it so that they could have a deeper experience, of life, because they're kind of like, they live kind of like really long lives, but they're always just kind of like a function. They don't have like how we have these life experiences of and feelings and sensations and high points and low points. They don't really have that experience, so they wanted to have that though. So they helped create humanity, or at least one aspect of it from this one dimension. And they showed me that they were experiencing our reality through us. So they could perceive this world through my eyes, and they could also have the feelings, and they could experience the feelings and sensations that I was feeling in this organic technology body, if that makes sense. I'm doing my best to explain this from my awareness and what I experienced. So what they told me was like that every feeling and every sensation is valid, and there's no reason to judge any of it, because that actually perpetuates the pain or the feeling of it, but rather to move through every feeling and sensation and just enjoy it, actually, because we have the feeling at all. Whereas from their perspective or their perception in their body that they have, they don't have that same feeling like we do. So yes, in many ways we're an experiment of the universe to like just play out what it is to feel and sense and go through hardship and then come up again, and then going through all these like wavelengths of life. So they just told me like nothing is wrong, to just feel and enjoy feeling. And I thought that was very interesting. They started coming back into my conscious again, and someone actually was channeling them for me, and what I actually realized was that, well, I want my reality to shift into one where there is not fear, and there is joy, and there is prosperity for all, and there is unity consciousness. So I started tuning into that and realizing, like, I'm an ambassador for the Galactic Federation. Well, I should be communicating to them what needs to happen on planet Earth, and I should be in my power and saying, hey, Galactic Council, this is where I need you, and this is where I need you to get to work. Without direction, how can we expect them to be helping our planet and assisting? But it's also this like, well, because they're neutral, beings, they don't observe anything as wrong, so they don't really view, you know, the chaos as wrong, but they do respect our feelings and our preference for feeling. So it's like, you know, my preference is to feel joy and to feel love and to feel beauty and creativity. So just communicating those needs to the galactic intelligence system that might be responsible for weaving some of our fabric of reality, you know, because it's not like, to me, like, galactic intelligence is everywhere in everything, and I don't need to wait for a physical being to show up and communicate with me, because they could just be in the ethers or in the energetic field, you know, because this is a multi-dimensional reality, and there's just like waves of energy moving at all times, and when we tap into that, we're communicating something that ripples out. So rippling out, communicating to your council of beings that you work with amongst the Galactic Federation. Say you feel like you have a really strong Syrian ancestry or connection, or Pleiadian or Arcturian, or whatever beings you really vibe with, you know, that can be your council of beings. And instead of letting them just direct you and like tell you what to do, own your power in the situation and, you know, consult with them to come up with solutions for planet Earth. Because we can just sit and allow and watch and observe, which also is necessary. However, we can give feedback and say, you know, it really like disturbs my nervous system or is wrecking chaos in my body when I'm feeling so much stress and tension from others around me, and I would prefer to have a joyful experience of the beings around me. So can you please plant more seeds of joy? Can we please remove the fear from the planet, right? We can communicate these things to our councils so that they can understand and help us balance the scales of energy on the planet. But it's really about reclaiming our sovereignty and power as individuals and not relying on anyone outside of ourselves, including galactic beings, which are us, by the way, on different timelines and parallel realities. It's us calling back into ourselves, our higher dimensional selves, into one, into wholeness. And then we begin communicating on these advanced levels at higher dimension rates, right? Higher dimensional realities. You know, because we have to start stretching and expanding our thinking, but yet applying what we know from this third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension realities, applying what we know from what we've really harnessed in our lives or really mastered, applying that to these other realms and areas, and just making it more of a fun game and experience, a joyful experience, and knowing that we don't have to be at war with ourselves, right? We can love and embrace every aspect of reality and just know that it's all just part of the experience. None of it needs to be judged or condemned or overly thought about. The faster we can become at moving through experiences and feeling sensation, we just embrace it. We're like, oh, I'm so grateful I had that experience and that feeling, so now I can go to the next and I can continue expanding and weaving the cosmic web. So yeah, this was all wanting to be shared. Anything else I wanted to share about Mantis, okay, Mantis race or Galactic Federation. The Mantis race, you know, also there's a lot in the geometry and the triangles and noticing geometry, noticing numbers, noticing how things are aligning, and giving yourself your own symbols and totems to remind yourself you're on the right path. Like, you know, for me, it's like things that I've loved since I was a child, right? Or things that I know are my guides, like unicorns or fairies or dragons, the numbers, certain number patterns, 333, 888, these that I really resonate with. So when I see those things, it's like, oh, it's directing me towards something. So that inspires me to be more in my joy and be like, yes, 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 yes. Because at the end of the day, it is our choice to go through some experience or have a feeling towards something, you know, and that's a practice we learned, because something could totally shift in our life and we could respond how we may be used to when we were younger, with anger or upset or fear, or we could choose to respond in a new way, which is like excitement and joy and trust, because that's what we would rather feel, you know. So it's like taking that ownership and accountability for how we respond to situations in our lives. What else do I want to say about this? Other beings that I've been communicating with lately, since there's more that wants to just be invited in to discuss, is the rainbow race. And, you know, the rainbow race is helping the rainbow prophecy come into fulfillment. So, you know, the same with how we, you know, view, you know, we view different races on the planet, and then we view different star systems, and it's important to recognize and acknowledge that ancestry and the culture that comes through it and the tradition, and embrace those things, those aspects of it, but then release the stories of separation and help come into unification and focus more on our similarities, but still allowing the creative differences between each individual, but not making anything about so much about race anymore, being multi-spectrum beings, knowing that we are all each multi-spectrum beings with different flavors from all throughout the universe, creating this like beautiful one-of-a-kind being that is you. So really celebrate that and embrace every aspect of your star lineage and your Mother Earth lineage, and yeah, really help to push through our differences and see the beauty in our differences. Because I don't want to say like, you know, we're all the same, because the diversity is what makes planet Earth so beautiful, and the universe so beautiful. It would be boring if we were all the same throughout the universe. So really appreciate diversity and appreciate the different perspectives and appreciate the different ways of life. Deep appreciation and deep gratitude will shift your reality immensely. And if you're having a hard time with the state of the world, the reality, the way it is, I highly recommend gratitude as your practice, because that will help you to shift your reality immensely. That's all I want to share for today, but super grateful to have the opportunity to share and communicate some of the downloads that I've been receiving, and I would like to share more of that. So if there's a specific kind of topic or thing you're interested in, let me know, and please like, subscribe to this channel, and say hi, and yeah, and we'll keep talking about these kind of things, and also manifesting the highest outcome and the highest timelines for all, as the old timelines are collapsing and new ones are being written. So we are divinely empowered to utilize our full potential and creativity to write the most amazing timeline. So anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for doing your work and coming into your centeredness and awareness, so that you can help be one of the change makers in your reality, the main change maker, because it all actually depends on your own vibration and what you're choosing to think about in each moment. So gratitude is key. Love you so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.